Hi, kitties. We're back with our TBR game, the wheel of randomizing my TBR. And I definitely failed April because it took me almost 2 months to read one of the books, the very, very chunky physical read that I had to do during a very busy time and chaotic time. So we basically are skipping the May TBR and going straight into June. Hopefully this will not be as bad. I have a lot of priority reads for finishing Herkyed as we're preparing for Herkyed Round 3, which if you haven't seen, that video is already up. And I hope you guys are as excited to start Round 3 as I am. But that doesn't mean we can slack on Round 2. So I have like 40 some odd books to get through to finish 2.0 the way that I want to finish 2.0. I haven't used any of my points and stuff, my rewards, so I've been saving them for like a last minute I can't finish something. Then I will use like my triple ups or my shorter prompts or something, because it's definitely, this round was definitely more difficult than the first one. We'll see if round 3, I honestly kind of think maybe round 3 won't be as difficult. I don't know. I'm worried about it because I didn't do a lot of like the time sensitive ones. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. We'll see if Dark Q was being nice, but that's not the video we're talking about today. We are talking about the TBR game. So for those who don't know, the wheel of randomizing my TBR, I have a spinner wheel. I will spin it 8 times. It will give me these different prompts. I will then do random number generators based on those prompts. So like example, 2025 acquisitions that I got, I will put, they're all in a list in a spreadsheet. I will random number generate how many I have. That number then becomes on the TBR. That is why it is the wheel of randomizing my TBR and not just a TBR wheel, because I have extra elements, because I can't make decisions to save my life when it comes to picking out books. Like, I can make decisions, just not about what book to read next. I am not a mood reader. I need someone to tell me read this book and I go, okay. And that's how my brain functions. I forgot to do this part when filming the rest of the TBR video, and that's going over what I read for the the April TBR that I failed so horribly and didn't finish. Here they are in ranking order, in lowest place, and it feels a little wrong. So I'm not actually counting this as like, oh, this was the worst book I read. It's just the one I enjoyed the least, because it doesn't feel super fair to judge this nonfiction against all the fiction, because I am a fiction girly. I'm not really a nonfiction reader. This was one that was put into my viewer choice pool, and that is Dope Sick, and it is a lot about like opioids and stuff, and the opioid crisis. What? You're the one stepping on it. I can't even get it. The East Coast and mining towns and stuff like that. Oh, this is gonna be hard to do. It's very informative. It's just like I was honestly bored by a lot because I'm just not a nonfiction girly. I need a narrative. It was very interesting and stuff, and very crazy. But yeah, are you gonna make a friend? Go make some friends. So that's why Dope Sick is in last place for me this round. Next up is Orconomics, and this was actually a previous winner of SPIFBO, and I enjoyed it. It wasn't really my thing. I don't know. There was something about it that I wasn't connecting with. Per se, could have been a wrong time, wrong read. It was just kind of like, it's funny if you like satirical humor fantasy, which I normally do. It was good. Yeah, it's just like, it's kind of a found family situation, which again, normally I'm into. It's just something about this style. I don't know if it was because I listened to it as an audiobook. I don't know what was wrong with it for me, but it just wasn't the best thing that I ever read in my whole life. Okay. Next up, we have How to Date a Prince. This was actually an ARC I got, and honestly, I got it because I'm like, this is very red, white, and royal blue coded, but it's with a reality show. So put red, white, and royal blue on a reality show, and that's what you get. And this also kind of flopped. There were several moments in this that I was just kind of annoyed with, and that also didn't feel very authentic. I must say realistic, because it's fiction. You can do whatever you want. But the authenticity of certain behaviors of our two main characters wasn't in line with the rest of the book and stuff. It didn't feel in line with their characters that was presented early on. So I had some issues that way. Next up is a graphic novel, and that is Codex Black. It's a middle grade graphic novel. This was also one of my 2026 picks that was provided to me. And this was a very cute, very good. I did like this quite a lot. Actually, I think my ranking's wrong. I don't think Codex Black is actually in this place. But we're going to talk about it anyway. I think I flipped it because I think Camp Zero, which is the next book I'm going to talk about, actually is in this place. And I probably wrote it down wrong because I definitely like Codex Black more than I like Camp Zero. But Codex Black is it's an indigenous mythological graphic novel. That is your stick and not a toy. I believe now it's been so long since I read it now, considering it's June that I'm doing this review, that I suddenly can't remember if it's Aztec. I think it's Aztec. I might be wrong. Okay. And what are we doing? Are you also hunting frogs? What are you doing? Sir! What are you trying to get at? A stick. Another stick. Kind of this adventure of proving ourselves stuff. Very, very good middle grade themes overall. Interesting magic and stuff. So I definitely am looking forward to reading the next one. Then moving on to Camp Zero, I was disappointed by this. I was really looking forward to it. And then I ended up really hating it by the end. I hated there were things that were set up for us to root for that just get completely demolished. And it was just such a weird take on this concept of kind of not end of the world, but kind of apocalyptic, but people living off grid, scientists and a mystery surrounding them, and then raising this girl through them. It felt very cult-like. Honestly, it was very weird. It was just weird. It was a weird vibe overall in the book, not what I expected. Hi. Next up, we have another indie book, and this is Children of Solo. Big chunker. This is the reason I failed, because it was so chunky, and I just did not have time to sit down and read a physical book because there was no audiobook for it. So this is how I failed. Sorry, the stupid hair. Ugh, and my hands are muddy from playing with this freaking toy. He's playing with friends now. So, Children of Solo, it's kind of steampunky, kind of fantasy sci-fi, dealing with these worlds that are surrounding the star, and there's possibility things are dying. There's this thing called the Boiled Sea. It's very, very interesting. We have 3 main POVs in it, and the most interesting one is our pirate captain girl who's doing everything. She's indentured to somewhat of a mystical mafia, and known as the Blood Queen. And she didn't want anyone ever to know about her son, and now they know about her son, and so she's having to do a lot of dirty work right now to protect her son. She interacts with this other guy who is Theo, and he is kind of an estranged son of a fairly well-off family. I don't know if they're kind of a lord. Think of it like that, the not royalty, but those people. Are you ready for this again? Ready? There you go. Yeah. And then we also have a small child that we interact with. For the longest time, I was like, why do we have this child's POV? And then there's other times I'm like, why couldn't this whole book be from the child's POV? Because I think that would be a really interesting take, since the kid is learning all these things, and the big stuff that happens at the end of the book is very centered around this child. So I found it very interesting. You are not burying your toy. It does have there's one big glaring moment that I really didn't like in this book, and it's kind of a spoiler, so I won't tell you it, but it involves somewhat of an arranged marriage of sorts that I don't agree with the age gap. It is not cool. Now, granted, there are definitely some more mysteries happening with this whole plot line, so I'm intrigued to see where it goes. But it is a very chunky book, so buckle up for it. Next up is Small Favors. I really overall enjoyed this. It was giving very much like The Village vibes, with this isolated town and our main character who can do some magic and this mysterious stranger who shows up and lots of things going awry. Now, the reason this is not my number one book is it is very beautifully told. I think Erin A. Craig is a phenomenal writer. I was just mad at it for certain things because our main character has this brother who is, in the very beginning of the book, like in love with her best friend, and then best friend gets pregnant, and he does the asshole thing and is like, clearly you're cheating on me, you know, that's not mine and it's his, but there's no real reconciliation here for when things go really, really bad. And the way that it draws out, it's just like, it's super tragic that way, because I really wanted some redemption. Not redemption, but I wanted him to realize his wrongs. And he spends so much of the book just being a dick. Thankfully, he's not the main character. I did really love our main character and her main love interest and stuff. And figuring out what was going on with this town, because it's very like that tight-knit community drama with magic and things and arson. Always love a book with arson in it. But you're just insane with this digging right now. So yeah, I really did like it. I just had a problem with that last theme surrounding the brother and the girl he got pregnant, essentially. All right, and our number one book this time around was a sequel. Your friend's waiting for you. Your friend is waiting for you. Hi, friend! So The Merciless Ones, Mina Forna, is the sequel in... I always forget the title of the series. I shouldn't forget the title of the series, but I do forget the title of the series. Hello, friend. But it starts with the Gilded Ones. And the Gilded Ones is not the series title. It's something else. But I really enjoyed this sequel. It was really easy to get back into the story. Know where we're at. Lots of twists and turns. Lots of big, big moments happen in this one. It was, I think, much stronger of a book than the first one. So I was very happy with it. You can beat him up. It's okay. He likes it. So yes, Merciless Ones was great. I can't tell you a lot about it without huge spoilers because it's a sequel, but it was very, very good. Okay, I'm going to continue playing with this one. Back to the video. So anyway, let's get into those spins. All right, spin number 1. Ooh, for buzzword readathon. We got lucky with this first one for a buzzword word. Now, I've been doing rounds of both the titles and the covers. I only have 4 prompts that I haven't filled in yet, 1 on the covers and 3 on the titles. So I random generated those, and the one that I haven't done yet is the first, second, third, etc. one. So we have Third Shift Society Volume 2. This is a graphic novel. I'm very excited to read this. I really liked the first one. It's very like urban fantasy, very fun, quirky main character. Like, I fan cast this character right here as Anna Kendrick, and I fan cast this one as, oh no, I forgot his name. But they were in a movie together called Mr. Right, and he's also one of my favorite guys from like Galaxy Quest. I'm so mad that I've forgotten his name, but it's on the screen right now. Anyway, so this is volume 2, so I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, but I'm excited to read this one again, and it's nice to have just a graphic novel because I still haven't done my 24-hour readathon yet, so I'm gonna throw this on there for that day because scheduling a day to do that, very difficult in my life. Take that guy off and throwing on instead, we've got a 2025 acquisition. Spin number 2. Random number TBR. All right, for random number generated, I got very, very lucky here, And we got an indie book, but it is a short indie book, and that is called Lucas by MJ James, who I met earlier this year at Cosign. I picked up 2 of their books. This is the shorter of the 2. I got very, very lucky. I want to read them both, but this is what this one's about. With nothing left, Lucas arrives in Ember, Colorado, a town that holds the only clue to his past and the parents he lost at a young age. Taken in by Rocco, the compassionate local bar owner, Lucas dedicates himself to saving money for top surgery and building a new life. Everything changes when Veronica walks into the bar. Unbeknownst to Lucas, she is a vampire sanctioned by the council to take his blood. Neither of them realizes that Lucas carries a hidden legacy. His parents were vampire kin, genetically predisposed to being turned. Forced into a vampiric existence against his will, Lucas faces an eternity in a body that can never change. Desperate for answers, he finds an unexpected ally in Jeffrey. As Lucas's transformation upends the balance in the magical community, the prospect of war looms over the vampires. Will Lucas find the strength to embrace his new future and navigate this treacherous world? Ta-da! This is the first in a series. It looks like the next book is called Phoenix, then Burke, then Mika. I don't know if it's fully complete or not, but another one I can probably throw into the 24-hour readathon. Yay! Replacing that will be a gifted book. Spin number 3. A book we got from Pango. All right, spin number 3 gave me a book I bought off of Pango, and I'm getting very lucky with my short, easier books, but we got The Taming of the Clueless by Ian Desher. This is basically Clueless rewritten like a Shakespearean play, which we all know Clueless is based off of Emma from Jane Austen, so we've got like double retelling styles here. So I'm very excited. I have this one, and I also have Much Ado About Mean Girls, and there is another one that I don't have called Get Thee Back to the Future. So I think these are going to be really fun. Another one I can probably throw into a 24-hour readathon. Hey! You will ever so kindly remove yourself from the situation. Alrighty, instead of Pango, of course, we put on Book Outlet. Alright. Spin number 4. A thirsty vlog. It's time for a thirsty vlog. All right, we finally got a big book, or a book I can't throw into a 24-hour readathon, not with all those. But we have our thirsty vlog now. I haven't done a thirsty vlog in a while. I don't even know if people really want them anymore, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to read these thirsty books. I don't even know if this is truly thirsty. It's just very hyped on TikTok, and that is The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. Very, very hyped up romantasy at the very least. We'll find out. I do like, ooh, that's very, very pretty. This is just a standard copy of it. And yeah, we'll find out. Here's what it's about for those who don't know, because I don't even remember. More vampires. That's what we got. Okay. For humans or vampires, the rules of survival are the same. Never trust, never yield, and always, always guard your heart. The adopted human daughter of the night-born vampire king, Oriah, carved her place in a world designed to kill her. Her only chance to become something more than prey is entering the Kajari, a legendary tournament held by the goddess of death herself. But winning won't be easy against the most vicious warriors from all 3 vampire houses. To survive, Oriah is forced to make an alliance with a mysterious rival. Everything about Rain is dangerous. He is a ruthless vampire, an efficient killer, an enemy to her father's crown, and her greatest competition. Yet, what terrifies Oriah most of all is that she finds herself oddly drawn to him. But there's no reason for compassion in the Kajari. War for the Nightborn crown brews, shattering everything that Oriah thought she knew about her home. And Rain may understand her more than anyone, but their blossoming attraction could be her downfall in a kingdom where nothing is more deadly than love. Okay. Well, there we go. All right, replacing the thirsty vlog, we are going to be putting on a retelling. Spin number 5. Book Outlet. Why not? We got lucky again. A book I got from Book Outlet, and it gave me Another graphic novel. This is Dead India, The Watcher's Test. I also have the second one that I got from Book Outlet as well, but I'd have it in paperback because I didn't realize I was ordering one in hardcover, one in paperback, and that annoys me. Apparently, there's a Netflix inspiration for the Netflix series Dead End Paranormal Park, which I have not seen. But yeah, another one for this. This one I can read you it because it's a volume 1. Barney Gutman's life has been turned upside down. Barney's family is struggling to fully embrace his trans identity, but thanks to his best friend Norma, he's just landed a job at Phoenix Parks, an amusement park inspired by the long life and career of mysteriously youthful actress and singer Pauline Phoenix. Soon, Barney and his dog Pugsley secretly move into the haunted house attraction. Little does Barney know the house contains a portal to the demonic planes. When Courtney, Barney's devilish new roommate, invites a demon king to Earth through the portal, they offer Barney and Norma as flesh vessels for the king, but in a strange twist, Pugsley is possessed instead. A race through the park to save Pugsley and the world from the Demon King's reign of terror leaves Pugsley with strange and magical side effects. With all of this chaos going on, Barney is also discovering he has a crush on a park employee, Logan, so he must face his biggest fear of all, talking to someone he likes. Okay, is Pugsley a pug? Yeah, Pugsley's a pug. Anyone with a pug, you're banned from naming your dog Pugsley. There's too many out there, okay? It's been taken. All right, replacing Book Outlet. Watch it be second in Charles. No, it's not. But it's a pre-order. Spin number 6. A 2024 acquisition. All right, for a 2024 acquisition, again, slightly lucky, partial lucky. It is a not larger read, but it's not one I can read in a day, but it is on my challenge yourself list, and that is Vampires, Hearts, and Other Dead Things by Margie Fuston. We're having a vampire month. It's a third vampire here. Downside, I don't know if I have an audiobook. I don't think I have an audiobook for this one, so I'm a little nervous about having time to read it. So anyway, here's what it's about. Victoria and her dad have shared a love of the undead since the first vampire revealed his existence on live TV. Public fear soon drove the vampires back into hiding, yet Victoria and her father still dream about finding a vampire together. But when her dad is diagnosed with terminal cancer, it's clear that's not going to happen. Instead, Victoria vows to find a vampire herself so that she can become one and then save her father. Armed with research, speculations, and desperation, and helped by her estranged best friend Henry, Victoria travels to New Orleans in search of a miracle. There she meets Nicholas, a mysterious young man who might give her what she desires. But first, he needs Victoria to prove she loves life enough to live forever. She agrees to complete a series of challenges, from scarfing sugar-drenched beignets to singing with a jazz band, all to show she has what it takes to be immortal. But truly living while her father is dying feels like a betrayal. Victoria must figure out how to experience joy and grief at once, trusting all the while that Nicholas will hold up his end of the bargain, because the alternative is impossible to imagine. Okay, interesting. We have some stories about grief and stories about eternal life. Why not? Facing that with genre roulette. Spin number 7. A retelling. We're really living in a Shakespeare world right now. So for my retelling, we got the third book in the If Shakespeare Was an Auntie series by Nisha Sharma, and that is Marriage and Masti, which is a 12-night retelling. Yes, it is. I think I can read you this one because all of them are kind of companions in the series. So here's what this one's about. Vera Mather has been through a lot in the past year. Both of her friends found soulmates. The man she fell in love with got engaged to another woman, and her father fired her before selling the family company. When her twin sister Sana tells her there is no way of getting her old life back, Vera feels lost at sea. A single, unemployed mess with a bad tattoo and tons of talent, but nowhere to go. Deepak Datta hasn't had the best luck either. To secure enough board votes for the CEO position at his family's company, Illyria Media, he's ready to marry board member and famous beauty influencer Olivia Gupta. That is until he wakes up to a Get Ready With Me video announcing their separation. Despite his immediate relief, Deepak needs to do something fast to repair his image. After a series of convenient mishaps bring them together again, including a literal shipwreck, way too many drinks, and a sunset elopement on the beach, Deepak and Vera realize their accidental wedding might be the solution to their career aspirations. Together, they plot against the very company that ruined their lives in the first place. As they try to convince the world their friendship was a ruse for romance, they felt all along. The line between fake and real begins to blur. Now, Vera and Deepak must ask themselves a terrifying question that has haunted them since the first time they met. Will love ruin everything? I'm not exactly seeing the 12th night, but it says it's an ode to 12th night. So, we'll see. I feel like we're hitting the same ones this time around and replacing retelling with the viewer choice pool. All right, final spin. Oh no, it's a classic. Not the classic. And finally, a classic, which we are going to be reading, Swords Point by Ellen Kushner. I am considering this a classic. When was this written? Because it is an old copy. So, you know what? In 1987, that's my birth year. It's classic enough for me because I'm old. Yeah. This actually doesn't have the synopsis on the back. Here's what this is all it says on the back. Let the fairy tale begin on a winter's morning. Then, with one drop of blood new fallen on the ivory snow, a drop as bright as a clear-cut ruby, red as the single spot of claret on a lace cuff, and it therefore follows that evil lurks behind each broken window, scheming malice and enchantment. That's all I know. I know I got this at like a little library sale a long time ago. Okay. Well, there we go. That's my June TBR. I think it's a bit more manageable than last time. We'll find out, though. And hopefully I can get my 24-hour readathon done. And hopefully I can get the rest of Her Kid 2.0 done before Her Kid 3.0 starts. Hope to see you there. I'm going to go now. Bye. POV, you have to deal with Paul. Okay. There he goes. This is what he does. Look at this toy. Here we step. Sir. Pick it up. What are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah. It's just a stick, dude. It's just really wants the root. Oh God, almost died. That would have been funny to slip on camera. Paul, you want this? Ready? Go get it. I'm so dirty.